Hello everyone, happy Easter. Yes, we are still in the octave of Easter. The octave of Easter is the 8-day period in Easter time that start on Easter one Sunday and conclude with the following Sunday. In today's Gospel, we heard about the two disciples encountering Jesus on the road to Emmaus. This is one of my favorite Gospel passages in the Bible because we learn that Jesus can show up in the most unexpected place, in the moment when all hope seemed lost. On the journey, the disciples were surprised that the man who is walking with them had not heard of the recent turmoil in Jerusalem. So they proceed to tell the stranger about Jesus' death and the report of his empty tomb. They were mourning because Jesus is no longer with them. They were confused and lost. But Jesus responded to them, "How foolish you are, and how slow of heart to believe all the prophets have spoken. Did not the Christ have to suffer these things and then enter his glory?" And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, Jesus explained to them what was said in all the scripture concerning himself. Yet, these two disciples were still unaware. It was only when they reached Emmaus in the evening that the two disciples decided to stop and get a bite to eat. They were intrigued that the strangers who has been walking with them all day, that this stranger did not even know about the death of Jesus. And yet, somehow, he knows so much about the Old Testament, about the prophecy of Jesus. So by that, they were intrigued. They want to learn more who this man is. Perhaps talking to this man have comfort them. Perhaps he might know something about the Jesus that's been prophesied in the Bible. Jesus not only accepted the invitation to stay and eat with them, but he also broke bread and blessed their meal. It was only then that the eyes were opened and they recognized Jesus. When Jesus had vanished from them, they said to each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while we spoke on the way, and when Jesus opened the scripture for us?" So they set out at once and returned to Jerusalem and recounted to others what had taken place on their way. We too, in many ways, can relate to these two disciples. We all have moments of feeling lost, feeling unfocused, and feeling unaware of other people in our life. We often experience this when we're too busy, when we only focus on ourselves and not focus on Jesus, not focus on those around us, not focus on our environment and our surrounding. When we focus on ourselves, we become unaware of God's beauty and God's creation around us. This is springtime now. If you look outside, we see new life, new leaf. The spring are coming. We see the day much longer, better sunlight. So St. Bonaventure, a Franciscan monk of the 13th century, said that the word itself is a letter for ascending to God. We find here certain traits of his hand, certain images, certain corporal, some spiritual, some temporal, and consequently, some insiders, some outsiders. So Jesus is real. Jesus in us and around us. And Mother Teresa once said, "If we don't find God in the person next to us, we are looking for God in the wrong place." So Jesus there, God is there. It's all around us. All we have to do is stop and look around and be aware of how Jesus presents in our life. In the gospel passage, we learn that the disciples want Jesus to stay with them. They urge him to stay and break bread with them. This is the same attitude that we, each one of us, ought to have. That we ought to pray for Christ to dwell with us, to be with us, and withdraw with him. One concrete to dwell with him is that to look at the people around us, as I say, like Mother Teresa say, if we don't find God in the person next to us, we are looking for God in the wrong place. So God is there. So today, I invite each one of you to take a moment to become aware of God's presence in our life and how God loves in each one of us. One concrete way of doing this is to take a moment and review our days and ask, where have God been present in our life? One way of doing this is look for gratitude. What are we grateful for in our life? For example, each morning in our Zoom meeting with Office of Mission Ministry, we begin our day with prayer. After that, we invite people to take a moment to express our gratitude for the day, whether big or small. Something can be very funny and humorous. For example, last week we were grateful for Daniel Danka video on Instagram on the internet about pray and spray. Daniel, a member of the team who have enlightened us with his humor, with his enlightenment that, when we work, we can pray. In that sense, so those small items like that can enlighten all of us, can give us, uplift our spirit, can bring us a better day, because it's a humor. And in this time of desolation, in this time of socialization, we all need humor. So small things like that can be gratitude. So let's take a moment and think back. What are we grateful for in our day? Pay attention to that emotion. And also, we can be grateful for the moment when other people affirm us, support us. But on the other hand, they also can challenge us. In that challenging, am I willing to accept my own weaknesses so that I can change, that I can be a better person? Those can also be a moment of gratitude. On the other hand, we ask ourselves, are we aware of the people around us in this time of social distancing? Have I been responsive and reached out to others who might need a bit of encouragement, a bit of uplift in their spirit? So I invite you to take an extra step and reach out to those that we love, to those that we know. As Mother Teresa said, God is in our midst. God is our midst along the people who are next to us, who are around us. So take that moment and reach out to them. For us Christian, the Emmaus experience, as recounted in the scripture, is the realization of the beginning of discipleship. On this journey, that the two disciples began to recognize Jesus and the risen Jesus in their midst. So we too, let us be aware the risen Jesus in our midst, around us, within us, and within other people. So reach out to one another and offer the hope that Jesus had offered that hope to the disciples. So happy Easter.